Assalamu alaikum students, this is Sheher Bano Ali, and today I will give you a lecture on kitchen and storage, which is from the course code 414 Home Management and Housing 1, and are for students of semester 3 BS Home Economics. Okay, so we will start with the definition of kitchen, what kitchen really is. Let's see. It is a room where food is kept, prepared, cooked, and where the dishes are washed. It has been taken from Cambridge Dictionary. So we can say the three things are happening in the kitchen. It is a place. It can be served as a location for three things: storing food, and with storing we cannot just say we are storing food, we are also storing kitchenware, equipment, and other utensils that are used in food preparation and food service. Then we have the second main function, that is cooking and preparing food. The third is where we will do the related tasks such as dishwashing. Okay, moving forward, here we have a modern let's see, in a modern residential kitchen, it is typically equipped with the following. Number 1 is stove, number 2 is sink, number 3 is refrigerator, number 4 is counters, and it can also be countertops, called as countertops, and kitchen cabinets. Okay, let's start with stoves. A kitchen stove is often called as a simple stove or a cooker. It is a kitchen appliance designed for the purpose of cooking food. Kitchen stoves rely on the application of direct heat for the cooking process and may also contain an oven. For example, as we use ovens in the complete range. Let's see what range is. Okay, a stove with a built-in cooktop is called a range. For conventional ranges, 38 inches from the front of the range will allow the person to use the oven in a standing position. Okay, an additional 38 inches from the tip of an opening of the oven door will allow the room for person to kneel down and see in front of the oven. However, ranges come in various sizes and with various modifications. Okay, now we can see different types of stove. There's one wood burning stove. Wood burning stove required wood like this and this. They can be used both indoors and outdoors. However, when you use them indoors, you need a chimney for the smoke to go out. Then we have gas stoves, which most of us have in our house. They require a connection from the gas pipeline. Then we have modular stoves. These are also commonly available in our markets, and we usually use in our homes. This is also called as ranges. You can see it has a cooking top on the top. It has a cooking top and also an oven. They both are integrated in one, so that is why they are called modular stoves. Okay. Then next we have electric stoves. Electric stoves are of two kinds: induction cooktop and electric coil cooktop. The induction one works with magnetic energy, whereas an electric coil requires an electric coil to get heated from the electric source. The induction cooktops are also called as heating plates. Okay, now we have a sink. A sink is a bowl-shaped plumbing fixture used for hand washing, dishwashing, and other purposes. For example, in kitchen, when we use it, we also use it to wash the vegetables or other raw foods that needs to be cleaned before cooking. Okay, sinks have taps. They are also called as faucets. They must have a feature of providing hot and cold supply of water. Another feature that can be included is a spray feature that is used for
faster rinsing of soiled dishes. Okay, then there is also another thing which is called a drain that is used to remove water. Some drains also may include strainers that can be taken out so that the water that has been running out, if it has certain amount of other things, such as if you are cleaning dishes in it, any food particles or bones, small bones, any such things, they will be captured in the strainer so that you can take it off and then put it again in there. Then sinks may also have integrated soap dispenser, but not all sinks. Only few of the designs have such dispensers. Okay. Let's see, we have now different types of kitchen sinks. It's a single bowl sink, the most common one that we have in our homes. Then we have a double bowl sink. This is commonly used when uh, we have a proper place for uh, washing soiled dishes and then cleaning them with plain water. However, there can be two things that can happen. One thing is that we use the single bowl and soil the dishes first. Clean the soiled dishes first and clean them there. The other thing is that people also use the double bowl sink for they block uh, that place from where the drainage, they block the drainage. They use the drainage plug in the double bowl sink in one of the bowls, so that they make a soapy water in that double bowl sink, one of the double bowl sink, and then they use the other one for the clean dishes. Okay, then there's a farmhouse apron front. It is something like that you can see. Okay, then there's a top mount kitchen sink that has been mounted from the top between the countertop, inside the countertop. Then there's an under mount, something like this, where you can not see the edges. However, you can see the edges of the sink in the top mount. Okay, the most common materials used in modern kitchen sinks are stainless steel, quartz and granite composite, copper, cast iron with enamel finish, fire clay, or we can also say ceramic clay with porcelain enamel. Okay, then there are also some exotic materials that are used in kitchen sinks. They are glass, solid granite, and marble. Okay, now let's talk about the domestic refrigerator. It is an appliance that is used to keep foods cool. Uh, Domestic refrigerators and freezers are used for storing food. They came in many different sizes, models with different various, modifications. Okay, there are some refrigerators that might be combined with freezers. Sometimes below them, below the refrigerator, or sometimes above the refrigerator, there is a compartment for freezer. Okay, then freezers may have drawers to store food inside, or they may have no divisions, like there is a chest freezers that is most commonly used in our homes. They can be the refrigerators can be freestanding. Most of them are freestanding. However, built into a kitchen refrigerator are called as customized refrigerators. However, they are very expensive, so people usually go for the freestanding freezers or refrigerators. Okay, then there are three distinct classes of refrigerators. Number one is a compressor refrigerator, the most common type we can see in most of the houses. It is one of the most efficient one. And then there are absorption refrigerators. They are not used in houses. Sometimes they may be used in houses, but mostly they are appropriate for caravans and trailers. They are powered by heat source, that is usually propane gas, or sometimes also being used with kerosene is the common name. Okay, then solar refrigerators, they are run by thermal energy. Okay, they have an added advantage that they don't use refrigerants, unlike compressor refrigerators and absorption refrigerators. They don't have refrigerant material in solar refrigerators. Okay. Then they have different types of home refrigerators that we usually see. Top freezer refrigerator, the most common one. Bottom freezer refrigerator, like this one. French door refrigerator, which has double doors like this. It is also called as multi-door refrigerator. Then there's a side-by-side refrigerator like this one, where we have one section for fridge and another for freezer. Then there are compact refrigerators. They are the ones you have usually seen in hotel rooms or study rooms, only for storing small kind of snacks or just some little stuff. Then we have countertops. It is a surface for working on, where we work, especially in the kitchen. And it is actually a horizontal flat surface in kitchens, often called as a worktop. Both called as corner. You can call it as a countertop or a worktop. It is frequently installed upon or supported by cabinets. Okay, it is positioned according to the height of the user or the person who have to do the particular tasks in the kitchen. The heights can be adjusted only when it is not installed. However, when you install it once, it cannot be changed. Okay, a countertop may be constructed of various materials, different attributes of functionality, durability, and aesthetics. These three things are very necessary when you select a certain kind of countertop for your kitchen. They are about 1.5 inch thick in width and usually 25 inches deep. They should be easy to clean and non-absorbent. Okay, and sufficient outlets for electric appliances and lighting should be provided in the kitchen above the countertop so that you can use them for the perfect purpose. For example, if you are cutting certain vegetables or meat, you should have an appropriate light there. Okay, then we have 10 countertops materials that are mostly used in residential kitchens or our homes. Granite, soapstone, these are the natural materials. Marble. Okay, quartz is an engineered stone, means that is man-made. Then solid surface material, it is also man-made. It is a blend of acrylic and other resins, very popular these days. Then there are ceramic tiles that are also used in our washrooms. They are easy to clean and shine. However, you cannot use harsh chemicals over them because after that, using that, they might lose their polish and shine. Then there are laminates that are plastic coated synthetics. This is also a very popular material these days. Wood is one of the oldest material that has been used. However, it requires resin polish, otherwise it may lose its color. Okay, the stainless steel material mostly used in commercial kitchens. Mostly used in commercial kitchens. However, you can use them in residential kitchens, but they are mostly used in commercial kitchens. Okay, concrete. This is also used in most houses as countertop. Okay, now we are going to learn a little about storage, because the next two things that are going to be the next thing is going to be kitchen cabinets. So before learning what kitchen cabinet is, we must understand why do we need storage in the kitchen or in the house. Okay, let's see. It says approximately 10% of the house space should be used or allocated for storage. A good floor plan provides storage throughout the home. Storage space should be sufficient and convenient. Storage space should be flexible so that the change in space can be made in interest and family size when the family size changes. Okay, when planning storage for specific activity, space should be allowed for larger items first and smaller items in the last. Kitchen work is much more easier when you have place for everything. As it is said, storage is basically uh, place for everything and everything in its place. Okay, you can use different kinds of space storage space saving storage devices above your countertops. For example, you can hang rails for hanging your utensils. Okay, now we have a certain principles that need to be followed before storage of food and other articles. The first thing is preservation. Why do we need to store food? First, food or any other thing. That is because it needs to be preserved. Preserved from what? Okay. Smooth conditions should be kept to ensure the freshness of articles and also to preserve articles from pests such as moth, flies, beetles, etc. Also dust, sunlight, and sometimes also theft. For example, you store your gold and other valuable jewels and cash in certain place. Why? Because you want to preserve it. Okay, then temperature. It is very important when it comes to food storage, and you will often find lots of thermometers around the storerooms in commercial kitchens, because this food storage should be kept uh, uh, in a certain temperature. A certain temperature needs to be maintained when you store food. There are two types of food: perishable food items and non-perishable food items. So when you are, and also some semi-perishable food items. So when you have an ideal storeroom temperature, that should be between 10 degrees to 2 degrees centigrade. It applies to both non-perishable and semi-perishable storage areas. The cool room such as freezer or fridge can be used for such purpose. Okay. Humidity. Humidity is another thing that needs to be considered in a storeroom or a storage place, because the humidity in dry storage areas should be uh, between 50 to 60%. If it gets too high, when the air cools it, it will release excess moisture in the form of water droplets, which will end up covering the walls and the floor of the dry storage room. And this can lead to moisture damage, and it is also even often called as seepage in the walls. Then we have another principle that needs to be taken care of is rotation. Okay, now stock rotation is a very important storage principle. It is where you put all the new stock to the rear or underneath already stored stock. So you know that the existing stock is used first. This prevents stockpiling older supplies which may then deteriorate or exceed their use by date. This process is also known as FIFO, that is first in, first out method. This should be used in rotation. Then the positioning. Okay, position is also important when storing stock, particularly when storing stock on shelves. Heavy items should be placed on the bottom shelves. Not does this mean that less lifting, but also it prevents the top shelves from becoming too heavy and unstable. Raw and cooked ingredients should be stored separately and never on the same tray. Do not place raw meat above the raw or cooked foods or desserts, as the meat juices may drip and contaminate food on the shelf below. This can be specifically used when you are storing food in the refrigerator. Okay. Another important principle, that is labeling. This may sound, not too important, but it is. You need a good system of labeling, and many of your stock items, particularly frozen items, as many of these look the same, you should also label the shelves. Label not only allow, to identify what the commodity is, but also allow you to record information as used by dates and supplier dates. And so that it will help you too. For example, if certain items look similar, let's say salt and some grinded finely grinded sugar, they may look similar, but if you have labeled them, it will be more easier for you to use them when you need them. Next is storage of tools and supplies. Okay, there needs to be a certain specific place that where you store your knives, spoons, size, choppers, etc. These should be placed or kept in the preparation center. Utensils used in cooking, spices, supplies such as flour, rice, etc. should be stored near the cooking center. Okay. Next is duplication. Duplication of inexpensive material and equipment needed is more than one place. For instance, 2 separate brooms should be kept, one for the kitchen floor and one for the other rooms. Similarly, dish towel at a sink center and also a hand towel for cooking center. Such duplication, minimizes walking motions and search for things when they are needed. Then specify storage areas. Placing all material and equipment used in a single type of process in general areas in which process is to be carried on. For example, cups, plates, water glasses. These should be stored closer to the dining area. And spices and other cooking stuff such as oil, which are most frequently used, should be near the cooking area. The last and most important principle of storage is convenience. Store items according to your convenience so that they are easy to see, easy to reach, easy to grasp. Use the maximum space allotted for storing articles.
Pantry. A pantry is a small room or a large cupboard or even a cabinet in a house, usually near in the kitchen, specifically designed to store food. It is mostly used in normal kitchens. They are also pantry can be a cabinet such as a pull-out cabinet or a top cabinet, a tall cabinet. It is great to have all of one's dishes and cutlery neatly organized in cabinets and drawers, but storage of dried goods, canned goods, spices and other condiment is fundamental purpose of kitchen. To increase food storage space in a kitchen, there are a wide variety of pantry designs and additional pieces can be added without requiring permanent installation. Okay, here are two types of pantries that have been shown here. One is a walk-in pantry in the left, and in the right there it is a flexible storage fixed pantry. Okay, now types of storage spaces. There are two types of storage spaces commonly used. One is built-in and other is called freestanding. Built-in storage units are permanently attached and they cannot be moved easily. They are, for example, such as wall cabinets and base cabinets. And in freestanding, the main advantage is they can move. They can be moved from one place to another when required. Okay, some freestanding units might include shelf units, trunks, and storage racks. There are two examples as given. In the built-in, you can see there are two built-in storage devices. One is the base cabinets and the other is the wall cabinets. However, in the freestanding cabinet, you can see there are wheels attached in the bottom of the cabinet, so that you can move the cabinet from one place to another and can also use the same cabinet for other purposes. Kitchen cabinets. Kitchen cabinets are built-in furniture installed in many kitchens for food storage and also for storage of equipment, dinnerware, and table service. Cabinets can be custom made or manufactured, both. The standard size of base cabinets are 36 inches high and 24 inches deep. Width may range from 9 inches to 48 inches in 3 inches in increments. they basically include drawer or two shelves. Then we have wall cabinets, generally range from 12 inches to 30 inches high and 12 to 13 inches deep. Okay, a minimum run of 72 inches of a cabinet space is recommended for ample kitchen storage. This does not include cabinet space under the sink, since food products should not be stored there. It should be used for garbage storage. Above a range cabinets should have 30 inches of clearance or a minimum of 24 inches if a hoof is used. Cabinets above the sink should be placed above the eye level. Okay, now we have different types of kitchen cabinets. Okay, as you can see, those attached on the wall are called wall cabinets. Those attached with the floor are called base cabinets. These are the base cabinets. Then there are base pull-out cabinets such as this. Open base cabinets which does not have a door. Wall cabinets. Cabinet drawers. Corner cabinets. Tall cabinets, as we have discussed one of them in the pantry. They can be both used as pantries if you don't have a walk-in pantry. Okay, this is called Lazy Susan cabinet. It has a rod inside and two circular plates that can be moved for easier, you can easily take things out, easier reach. Then there are also appliance cabinets where sometimes your toaster, microwave oven, your chopper, blender, other appliances can be stored because a socket may given in that kind of cabinets, so that you don't have to move the appliance and can use the appliance within the cabinet, and then you can shut the door of the cabinet and hide the appliance like this one. Okay, there are also called pantry organizers such as these. This can be installed anywhere in the cabinets, whether they are wall cabinets or base cabinets. Location of the kitchen. Ideally, the kitchen needs to be located near the service entrance of the home as well as the dining area. Generally, southeast or northwest directions are the most suitable for the kitchen location, because in the South Asian countries the major wind direction is from southwest, which prevents the odor of the kitchen from passing through the other rooms and can get the proper required ventilation by the flow of the wind. Kitchen layout. Okay, a kitchen layout is basically a shape that is made by the arrangement of the countertop, major appliances and storage areas. It is a floor plan that creates the kitchen work triangle. The part that makes you move, when you're moving from three basic areas, that is refrigerator, sink, and the range where you prepare the food. That can also be called as the cooking area. The ideal size of kitchen can be determined by the kind of amount of food to be prepared and the activities which will take place in the kitchen. Regardless of your kitchen size or layout, the sum of all the legs in the work triangle should not be less than 10 feet or not greater than 25 feet. Smaller kitchen may vary from 60 to 130 square feet. Extra space may be needed for eating, laundering, or a home office.
The work triangle. In 1940, a group of architects at University of Illinois School of Architecture developed the work triangle to determine the efficiency in the kitchen layout, both aesthetic and its functional appeal. It is an imaginary triangle that connects the three work centers. The three work centers are refrigerator, the food preparation and the storage center, the sink, the cleanup center, and the cooking surfaces that are also called the cooktop. the cooking services and the cooking and serving center from a work triangle. Okay, the work centers should be, spaced so that the sum of the three sides needs to be between 10 feet and 26 feet. If a larger triangle will be there, it would be unpractical and too much walking from one work center to other separate work center will be required in order to perform just one task. Here's a diagram you can see of a simple kitchen work triangle. You can see a refrigerator connecting a sink that is connecting a cooking range. Work centers. A well-arranged kitchen is designed around the work centers. Most kitchens have three basic work centers: food preparation and storage center, which includes refrigerator, cabinets, and counter space, usually for cutting and mixing. Then the second one is the cooking and serving center. It usually is the range that at least for 24 inches of the heat-resistant counter space on either side. And then there is a cleanup center where we have a sink, can have a dishwasher, and a food disposal area, that is, the area which is, under the sink mostly for garbage disposal. Then in some large kitchens, you may have other areas such as mixing center, eating center, a planning center, and even a laundry center. Food preparation and storage center. In food preparation and storage center, it usually focuses on the refrigerator and the freezer. Cabinets and counter space beside the refrigerator are part of the center. Wall and base cabinets are usually used for storage of non-perishable food goods and food containers, serving dishes, as we have already discussed in the cabinet section. Okay, a small center for mixing is usually located beside the food storage area. That is usually the counter space, which is at least 36 inches wide, is needed for certain activities. And as you know, a sufficient amount of light must be required on the counter spaces. Okay, storage in this area is needed for mixing bowls, measuring tools, baking utensils, small appliances such as electrical mixer, blender, etc. Cooking and service center. It is the focal point of the cooking and serving center is the cooking surface. The cooking surface may be a part of range or installed in the heat resistance counter, just as an oven may be a part of range or built into a wall. Above the cooking surface or within the cooking surface, there needs to be an exhaust system to ventilate air and smoke that is being drained out of the cooking, that is taken place after or between the cooking process. Okay, a cooking surface should not be placed directly under a window since curtains are a fire hazard. A cooking center requires at least 24 inches of heat resistance counter space on each side. Wall and base cabinets are needed for storage and seasoning. Cookware, cooking utensils, and pot holders needs to be there. Cleanup center. Activity in the cleanup center takes place around the sink. The cleanup center may also include a dishwasher and a food waste disposer. In this center, food such as fresh produce are cleaned, dishes and utensils are washed. It should not be placed no more than 3 inches from the front edge of the counter. To the right of the sink, 36 inches of counter needed for stacking dishes, and to the left, the dirty or the soiled dishes, and to the left, at least 18 inches is needed for draining and stacking the clean dishes. A specific cabinet should be needed here. It can be a drawer space for storing the dishes, dishcloths and towel, and even some dishwashing solvents may be kept near so that you can use them with your convenience. Okay, now we will discuss some basic kitchen types or kitchen layouts. The work centers of the kitchen can be arranged into a variety of layouts. There are 6 kitchen types or layouts. U-shaped kitchen, often called as horseshoe, G-shaped or peninsula kitchen, L-shaped kitchen, the most common one, an island kitchen, two-wall galley or corridor kitchen, one-wall kitchen, often called as a Pullman kitchen.
Now we will start from the U-shaped kitchen. The horseshoe or U-shaped kitchen layout has 3 walls of cabinets and appliances. Today, this design has evolved from 3 walls to an L-shaped kitchen with an island forming the 3rd wall. This design works well because it allows you for traffic flow and workflow around the island. You can get more cooks into this kitchen. Work centers are located on the 3 adjacent walls, making it a U-shape. Most efficient and versatile layout which provides a lot of cabinet and counter space for storing devices. This is an example of a U-shaped kitchen, and here you can see a sink area, a counter space, and even a cooking top with a hob. This is a diagram or a kitchen layout that is used for preparing a U-shaped kitchen layout. It also has this diagram is also showing a kitchen triangle, as you can see. G-shaped or peninsula kitchen. G-shaped kitchens are extension of the U-shaped kitchen layout. They typically make your kitchen look larger than it is, with 4 walls of cabinets and plenty of countertop space. It is perfect if you are looking for more storage. You can also use the section of the G of kitchen as a kitchen island or a breakfast bar. A peninsula kitchen is basically a connected island, converting a horseshoe kitchen into a G-shaped kitchen. Here it is a diagram of a G-shaped kitchen where you can see an extended island used as a breakfast bar. L-shaped kitchen. An L-shaped kitchen solves the problems of maximizing the corner space, and it is a smart design for small and medium-sized kitchen. The versatile L-shaped kitchen consists of countertops on 2 adjoining walls that are perpendicular from forming an L shape. Without an L-shaped layout, you will eliminate traffic. Plus, you can easily add a dining space for multiple work zones to this layout. However, avoid this layout if your kitchen is large and can support other configurations such as adding an island or if multiple cooks will be using the space. Here we can see an example or kitchen layout of an L-shaped kitchen. You can see 2 adjoining walls makes an L. Island kitchen. A working kitchen island may include appliances and cabinetry for storage, and it is always add additional workspace to a kitchen. An island is a freestanding piece of cabinetry and that is placed in a kitchen to supplement the countertop space. It is an unattached counter that permits access from all sides. It can provide a place to eat with stools to prepare food, and you can also store certain beverages and other food. The fully functional kitchen island does everything that a primary countertops do: electrical string, drainage, and ample countertop space. The island can turn one wall kitchen into a galley kitchen style or an L-shaped layout into a horseshoe. Kitchen islands are incredibly functional. Although many kitchens simply don't have enough clearance to include this feature, the island can serve many functions. Here's a kitchen plan of an island kitchen. It's a 2-wall kitchen and an island in between, used for dining purpose. two-wall galley or a corridor kitchen. This efficient lean layout is ideal for smaller spaces and one-cook kitchens. The galley kitchen is also called a walk-through kitchen. It is characterized usually by two walls opposite to one another, or two parallel countertops with a walkway in between them. There are two types of galley kitchens, single and a double galley, with one or two rows of cabinets opposite to each other. Galley kitchens are ideal for smaller spaces and one-cook kitchens. Galley makes the best use of every square inch of space, and there are no troublesome corners cabinets to configure, which can add cabinetry budget. Work centers on two walls within the aisle between them. Good choice for a narrow kitchen, may have traffic passing through work triangle, especially the corridor layout. Here you can see an example of the galley kitchen. You can clearly see a corridor in between. Here there is an example of a kitchen layout of a galley kitchen, also forming a kitchen triangle. One-wall kitchen or Pullman kitchen. Originally called the Pullman kitchen, the one-wall kitchen layout is generally found in studio or loft spaces because it is the ultimate space saver. The cabinets and appliances are fixed on a single wall. Most modern designs also include an island which evolves the space into a sort of galley style with a walk-through corridor, as seen earlier. It streamlines your cooking area and appliances along one wall, so everything is in easy reach. It can even be hidden behind sliding doors or inside a cupboard if a space is really at a premium. Unfortunately, there is not much room for countertops and storage within this design. Here you can see a one-wall kitchen plan. One thing is you have noticed that it cannot form a kitchen triangle because kitchen triangle is exempted from one-wall kitchen. It is geometrically impossible to provide such working triangle. That is why the working tops or working centers are streamlined. Here you can see a one-wall kitchen with an island bench for eating area. You can see a refrigerator in the extreme right, a washing center in between or a cleanup center in between, and a cooking area in the left. Here's the list of the references that have been used in order to prepare this lecture. You can go and check them out for further information. Thank you.